Welcome to UTC Orientation for the Office of the Bursar. I am Vanessa Parks, Senior Associate Vice Chancellor for Business Services. The Bursar's office is located in the University Center, room 274. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. Our phone number is 423-425-4781. The Bursar's office is responsible for the collection of student fees, housing, meal plans, parking fines, and parking decals. We disperse all financial aid awards and distribute student refunds. We process all fee waivers and discounts, third-party billings, and we handle the billings for Vanderbilt and vocation rehabilitation. When you think about the Bursar's office, think all things money. Cost of attendance. Basically, your cost of attendance will be determined by your residency, whether or not you're in-state or out-of-state, whether or not you're eligible for the Board of State rate discount, the regional tuition discount, whether or not you're full-time or part-time. All of our new students use the SOAR in 4 fee schedule. Whether or not you're taking online courses, you will have an online support fee. Also, whether or not you're taking courses that have differential fees for certain colleges or programs, such as the College of Business, Engineering, Computer Science, Nursing, Occupational, and Physical Therapy. All of our fees are voted on during the June board meeting. Our fee schedule for current semesters are located on the Bursar website. Attached is a fee schedule for the previous year, 2021. UTC has student mandatory fees. They include the student activity fee, the debt service fee, the health fee, athletic fee, green fee, library fee, facilities fee, the transportation fee, the technology fee, and international fee. These are all mandatory fees, and all of these fees will be included on the student's electronic Mox Express statement once received. UTC also has some additional specific course and program-related fees. They range from miscellaneous fees for the installment plan, the graduation application fee. We have also fees for lab and course fees, for applied music, for general lab fees, and some additional course and lab fees as noted below. UTC, again, has differential fees for the College of Business, Engineering, Nursing, Physical Therapy, and Occupational Therapy. And we also have the online support fee and some program-related fees as it relates to the Mosaic program. Cost of attendance. Cost of attendance is all fees are billed by the university. Students are billed and paid by semester. The deadline for the fall semester is August 5th. You must pay by August 5th to avoid class cancellation. The first official day of classes for fall is August the 16th. Students may purchase parking decals, reserved, general, south, and west campus. The cost of the decal will be determined by which decal is purchased. Our meal plans range from $1,768 per semester to $1,998 per semester. Housing ranges from $2,448 per semester to $4,386 per semester. These fees are based on what is selected by the student. Also, to determine your true cost of attendance, you should also consider items that are not billed by the university, but things that you should consider when you say, how much does it really cost for me to attend? Those things include transportation, clothing, gas, and entertainment. These costs are included in the financial aid budget when you receive that budget from the financial aid office. UTC has an installment plan. You will hear that called TIPP sometime, Tuition Installment Payment Plan. Students can sign up for the TIPP plan through their MyMoxNet account. The initial payment is $30 extension fee plus 25% of the balance, which is due by August 5th, to confirm classes. The remaining 75% is due in 3 repayments due September 1st, October 1st, and November 1st. A quick example of that would be, say if your total bill is $4,000 after all financial aid credits have been applied. In order to participate in the installment plan and to confirm classes, you must pay that $1,000, which is 25% of the $4,000, plus a $30 initial payment for the installment fee. So you'll pay $1,030 by the August the 5th deadline. The remaining $3,000 would be due in three payments of $1,000 each, due September 1st, October 1st, and November 1st. There are no forms to complete. By paying the initial 25% and installment fee, that obligates you to the terms and conditions of the installment plan. We have several students that are eligible for fee discounts. If you're eligible for a fee discount, you can review the Bursar website as well. And you can also get the forms from your parent's employer, or you may get them off of the Bursar website or in the Bursars office. Those discounts are dependents of Tennessee public school teachers, dependents of Tennessee state employees, dependents of UT system employees, and dependents of Tennessee Board of Regents employees. These forms are due each semester and must be turned into the Bursar's office prior to the first day of classes in order for those discounts to appear on your Mox Express statement. You can send the forms to the Bursar's office by fax at 423-425-5200, or you may email them to bursarforms@utc.edu. We work closely with the financial aid office to ensure that the student's account is accurate at the time of billing. Financial aid will provide extensions to students whose funds have not arrived that will show on their student's Mox Express statement. In the event that a student's aid does not show on the electronic statement once received, you should contact the financial aid office if you have some type of authorization showing that you are eligible for those funds, so that we can work with the financial aid office to credit those funds to your account until the funds arrive. Once the funds arrive, then we will credit those funds appropriately. For any reason, if the funds do not arrive, the student is responsible for that balance. We also work with financial aid to allow students to receive book loans up to $700 per semester. Once all financial aid has applied to fees, housing, and meal plans, if the student still has a credit on the account, we would allow the students to charge their books at the bookstore for up to $700 of that credit. An example of that would be if a student had a $1,000 credit after all aid has paid towards fees, housing, and meal plans, then we will put $700 of that credit on their account in order to purchase their books. Another example would be if a student had a credit of only $425 on their account, then we will put that amount on their account to charge books at the bookstore if they choose to. This is an option to the student. If they choose not to use these funds, they will be refunded at the time we process refunds. In order for those funds to be applied to the student's account at the bookstore, the student must have completed a Title IV authorization, which can be found on their MyMoxNet account. If students are receiving any type of outside scholarship, those funds should be sent to the Bursar's office or to the financial aid office. And please include the student's name and student ID. We have several students with the same name, so we want to ensure that students' accounts are credited properly. Mox Express statements. The electronic statements include students' mandatory fees, housing, meal plans, miscellaneous fees, and financial aid credits. When the students receive their Mox Express statement, they have three possible outcomes. One, if a student has a credit balance, a zero balance, or a balance. If a student has a credit balance or a zero balance, no action is required. We will actually confirm classes for those students, so they have to actually do nothing. A student that has a balance must pay that full balance by the August the 5th deadline, or participate in an installment plan and pay 25% of that balance along with the $30 installment fee, and the remaining three payments will be due as stated, September 1st, October 1st, and November 1st. If a student has a credit balance after all fees have been processed and after charges have been applied for any books that were purchased, those refunds will be available on August the 25th. The Mox Express statement. Once you receive your Mox Express statements, we recommend that if you have a credit balance, that you sign up for direct deposit, which is also called ACH, Automatic Clearinghouse, for faster refund delivery. In order to process for direct deposit, you can go onto the Bursar website to review. Currently, due to COVID-19 regulations, students that do not sign up for ACH direct deposit will receive a check. We ask students to also complete an authorized user on their account, which means that you have authorized someone like a parent to be able to log onto your account and review your account and see any adjustments or any payments or any credits or any activity on your account. We also recommend a FERPA authorization, which is required for any person that contacts the Bursars office or any other student services office on campus and receive information on a particular student. We require that FERPA PIN in order to provide that information to anyone other than a student. When you are paying your fees, you can pay with electronic check with no convenience fee. You can pay by debit card, MasterCard, Visa, Discover, or American Express with an additional 2.875% convenience fee. We recommend anyone that's using their debit card to use your routing number and account number to avoid the additional 2.875 convenience fee. Late fees are assessed on the first day of classes of August the 16th. So any student that's canceled for non-payment and re-registers for classes, they will have until August the 15th to pay without a penalty. The Bursars office has other services. You can add funds to your Mox card account. You can cash checks or money orders in the office. You can also pay for departmental charges like library and liability insurance. And we will also be there to answer any questions that you have concerning parking services. There's a few things that I'm going to cover just to remember. First, Mox Express Statements billing will be July 13th for the fall semester. The last day to pay and participate in installment plan will be August the 5th to avoid cancellation of non-payment. Student fee refunds are available August the 25th. And we recommend that you contact the Bursars office if you have any questions. We want to ensure that you have a smooth transition as you attend UTC. This is the end of my presentation. Welcome to UTC and Go Mox.